Question 13. The sum of 12 and 1/3 of n is 1 more than twice n. Express the statement in the form of an equation. This question says that the sum of 12 and 1/3 of n is more than twice n by 1. We'll rewrite this one as 12 plus 1/3n since of means multiplication is equal to 2n plus 1. So what we are going to do now is to multiply through by 3 in order to remove this fraction here. So we multiply through by 3 to get 3 times 12 plus 3 times 1/3 n is equal to 3 times 2n plus 3 times 1. This gives us 36 plus these two cancel out. N is equal to 6n plus 3. Collecting like terms makes us to have 36 minus 3 is equal to 6n minus n, so that we have 33 is equal to 5n. So if we transfer this to the right hand side, we have 5n minus 33 is equal to 0. Of course, we may just write it as 5n minus 33 is equal to 0. Remember that this question is not asking us to solve the equation. It's just asking us to write the equation out from the worded statement in the question. So we may as well consider that this as our final result as required. Question number 14. Solve the inequality. Minus m over 2 minus 5 over 4 is less than or equal to 5m over 12 minus 7 over 6. Anytime we have an inequality or an equation that has its terms as fractions like this, the first thing that we try to do is to eliminate all the fractions involved, because it is easier to calculate in whole numbers rather than in fractions. Therefore, to eliminate these fractions, we obtain the LCM of all the denominators 2, 4, 12, and 6, and use that LCM, which is 12, to multiply through all the terms in this statement of inequality. So we have minus m over 2 times 12 minus 5 over 4 times 12 is less than or equal to 5m over 12 times 12 minus 7 over 6 times 12. So we have 2 here, 1, 2 here, 6. 4 here 1, 4 here 3, 12 here 1, 12 here 1, 6 here 1, 6 here 2. So we now have minus 6m minus 15 is less than or equal to 5m minus 14. So we have minus 6m minus 5m is less than or equal to minus 14 plus 15. So we have minus 11m is less than or equal to 1. Now we shall divide both sides of this inequality by the coefficient of m. And because it is a negative value, it will affect and change the inequality sign in between, which is less than or equal to the opposite, which is greater than or equal to. So we have minus 11m divided by minus 11 is now greater than or equal to 1 divided by minus 11. This now cancel out, so that we now have finally m is greater than or equal to minus 1 over 11. And this is our final solution. Question number 15. The curved surface area of a cylindrical tin is 704 square centimeters. If the radius of its base is 8 centimeters, find the height. Take the value of pi to be 22 over 7.
Look at this diagram here. It shows this open-ended cylinder whose purple color surface area, the curved surface area CSA, were required to calculate, as it is cut through along this vertical line that is shown in this place. And then it is opened up, you can see the picture here, and stretched flat into what is obviously now this yellow rectangle here. If you follow this illustration, the flow as shown here, it is clear that this circular end of this cylinder here, whose length is this 2 pi r, is now what constitutes the length L of this rectangle here. That is, here in this rectangle, the length is 2 pi r. And that breadth B here of this rectangle used to be the vertical height h of this original cylinder. That is, our B for breadth is the height here. Therefore, the required CSA, the curved surface area of this cylinder, shall be the area of this rectangle. And that makes us to write CSA of this cylinder is equal to length times breadth of this rectangle, which of course is 2 pi r times h. That is, the curved surface area of the cylinder is 2 pi r h.
We now therefore substitute the values given inside the question. That is, the curved surface area given as 704 to be equal to 2 over 1 times the given value of pi, 22 over 7 times the given radius over 1 times the height that we're expected to find. So this gives us 704 is equal to, from the calculator, 352. Of course, we put h over 7. And by cross multiplication, we have 352h on that right hand side giving us 704 times 7. Dividing both sides by 352 gives us h is equal to 704 times 7, all divided by 352. And of course, 352 will go twice in 704. So we have our h giving us 2 times 7, which is 14 centimeters. And that, of course, is our expected and required answer. Question 16. The lengths of the minor and major arcs of a circle are 54 centimeters and 126 centimeters respectively. Calculate the angle of the major sector. Based upon what is given in this question 16, we draw this circle with the minor and major arcs shown and labeled accordingly. The all black arc, the one on top, is the minor arc, while the other one below is the major. And of course, the required angle subtended by the major arc is the one that is marked here and labeled theta. It is very obvious that both the minor and the major arcs of a circle naturally constitute the entire length of the circumference of that circle. Therefore, we can claim that the sum of these two arcs equals the circumference of the circle, and this is 180 centimeters. As we have said, if theta is the angle subtended at the center of the circle by the major arc, then the ratio of this angle theta to the angle of the entire circle, that is 360 degrees, should be equal to the ratio of the length 126 centimeters of the arc to the length 180 centimeters of the entire circle. And we simplify the right hand side thus: 9 in 180, 20, and 9 here, 1, and 9 here, 4. Also 2 here, 10, and 2 here, 7. Now we write theta over 360 equals 7 over 10. And of course, theta, by multiplying both sides by 360, will give us 7 times 360 over 10. Of course, the zeros cancel out, so that we have theta giving us 7 times 36, which gives us 252 degrees. And of course, this is our final answer.